Shalom. I want to share with you something that just amazed me. I want to talk with you about the mystery and the paradox of the garden tomb based on the Hebrew from my new book, Transformed by the Messiah: How the Old and New Testament Jesus Connections Can Reveal God's Intentional Story for Your Life. It is out right now. Go get a copy. God is already blessing it. It's doing great. I know it's going to impact your life, but I want to share with you a little something from there. This mystery of the garden tomb. Think about it for a moment. Why was Jesus buried in a garden tomb? Think about it. The fall and the brokenness of the world began in a garden. And so the restoration and the redemption have to begin in a garden as well. But of course, there is so much more. I want you to think about it for a moment. The Hebrew word for tomb is the word kever. And here's the mystery. Here is the paradox. The same word for tomb in Hebrew is also can be translated as womb. So how in Hebrew can the tomb and the womb be the exact same thing, because they seem on the surface as polar opposite? The tomb is about death. The womb is about life. How does this connect to the death of the Messiah and his burial? Well, think about it. The tomb and the womb are both doorways. The womb is the doorway into this life, and the tomb is the doorway into the next life. So when Yeshua is buried in the tomb, he comes out of it. And when he does, by his resurrection, he transforms the tomb into the womb, because all of us are going to be put in the tomb one day. But for those of us who believe, when he returns, literally, the tomb will be a womb, because we will be resurrected to the newness of eternal life when Messiah Yeshua returns. But of course, there's so much more, and something so practical for each and every one of us that I think is just such a beautiful picture here. Tomb and womb, the same word in Hebrew. Think about it. The tomb symbolizes the end. The tomb symbolizes death. It is, metaphorically speaking, of confinement and restriction and those fears that want to rob us of our destiny, our promise, and our potential. The womb represents life. It represents promise. So here's the good news. Yeshua transforms the tomb into the womb, because the very thing that the enemy wants to use to kill you, the very thing that seems like it's going to be your end, that very thing God transforms into the very thing that births you into your promise, that births you into your potential, that births you into your destiny. Isn't that amazing? Fear is like a tomb. It paralyzes us. But at the resurrection of Yeshua, he removes the fear of death. He overcomes fear. And so therefore, we don't have to be paralyzed by it. When the disciples saw Jesus died and he was buried, they locked themselves in the upper room. There was a sense in which the upper room was like a tomb to them. They were hiding. They locked themselves away in fear. But at the resurrection, when they heard the good news, they came out of the upper room, eventually boldly proclaimed the good news of the Messiah's resurrection. And just like Lazarus, God is calling you out of the tomb. See, the tomb is the place where your dreams, your destiny, your purposes, your relationship can go to die. Or if you have faith, it's the very place that God can use not to cause you to die, but can birth you and cause you to fly. And so we don't have to live in the tomb anymore. And so I think what the Lord is saying to us is he wants us to identify those tombs. He wants us to understand that this doesn't have to be our end. It can literally become a new beginning. In this season, the Lord wants to transform your tomb into your womb. And that is the good news. That is the promise that we have in Messiah Yeshua. So that's just a little bit. We talk a lot in our new book, Transformed by the Messiah, how the life, the birth, the ministry, the life, the death, and resurrection of Messiah Jesus, Messiah Yeshua, how his life is a paradigm for the work of transformation that he wants to bring in ours. And really, this book is a continuation of the work that I'm doing with the Chosen TV series. As many of you know, I'm the original spiritual advisor on the TV show, part of the roundtables and the Chosen conference. And it's been such a joy. Like, even we talked about, like, it's tracking with the season of the Chosen, where it's at right now, his triumphal entry. Why did he ride a donkey into Jerusalem? The Last Supper, which was the focus of this last season's episode. This is the death and resurrection. We're going to help you understand it even more. And you might notice there's a person's name who wrote the foreword to the book that you might be familiar with. It is Dallas Jenkins. I'm so thankful for Dallas for writing the foreword to this book. So I just want to encourage you guys. It's doing great on Amazon. We want to get this into as many hands as possible. So if you want to know the connection between the old and the new, you want to see the life of Jesus in high definition, you love what the Chosen is, this is going to take you deeper. And please go buy the book. I know it's going to be a blessing. And listen, spread the word. What we'd really appreciate, write a review. Many of you have already received your books or receive it very quickly. Write a review on Amazon or wherever you bought it, because what you have to say about this book is going to really encourage other people who are trying to decide if they want to pick up a copy. We really believe that this is a timely work. Now more than ever, we need transformation. Now more than ever, we need to understand the life of Jesus from a Jewish perspective, connecting old and new, so that we can see the story of the Bible and the life of Jesus in high definition. So I just love sharing these things with you. Go out and get your copy today, Transformed by Messiah. Shalom and blessings.